So hey everybody, it is the Panfish Guy here, and we're out in the garage. It's a nice cold rainy afternoon, great day for fishing, but I opted to stay home and do some stuff in the garage. I got a little bit of boat maintenance to do here, so got a transducer to fix, and I got me a little cable saver kit I'm going to put on here. I'm going to walk you through that a little later. The Panfish Guy back here again, and we're working on doing a fix on the front of the boat. So long story short, when I bought my boat, the gentleman who had it before me had a live scope on it, and it appears he had a cable saver kit from Cornfield Crappie gear on the front on the boat for his live scope setup, for his live scope cable. As evidenced by this bracket that he left behind. Looks like he took the rest of it with him though. So basically what I had going on with this Terrova, it spins in a 360. So I had my cable for my Helix 9 running down the shaft of this Terrova, and when that thing spun around, it would get all caught up and tangled, and it'd get caught on this cleat here. And if I had it on spot lock, that motor would spin around and it would actually start pulling on that cable, and I think it ruined my previous transducer cable. Luckily, I had a spare, so I've installed the new transducer cable on here, and I'm in the process of putting on the cable saver kit from Cornfield Crappie gear. So real simple setup. It's just two brackets and this guy here, and the instructions: boil or heat in some fashion this cable cover to, I guess, to make it more pliable to get your tuck, because it's basically split down the middle here, see? And I guess that's in an effort to make this a little more pliable to work that cable inside of that coil. I didn't feel inclined to do that because I didn't want to get out a big pot of water and boil it. So I started using a little screwdriver here, and all I'm doing is just pulling it down in front of the cable, kind of spreading that gap a little bit, and the cable tucks right in there. So we're going to go ahead and get the rest of that put on. I got a head start on it just because I knew it was going to take a while. But we'll go ahead and get the rest of this in here, and I'll probably cut this video a little bit because you don't want to see me fussing with this cable for 20 minutes, right? So, but again, all I'm doing is got my Phillips screwdriver, and I just kind of put it in the split there and just run it down, and I'm tucking the wire right in there as I go. Easy peasy. Yeah, so I think it's easy peasy. There are places where the cable turns a little bit, and it gets to be a tad more difficult. So anyway, this is taking a minute, but like I said, I guess I could have went in the kitchen and boiled some water, but it seems to be working okay. So what might be in question here today is the kit that I bought was for an older Terrova, is what I picked on their website, on Cornfield Crappie Gear's website, and I'm not certain I made the correct choice. This is I don't even know what year this is, but I know it probably predates probably 2014-ish. So I assumed it was an older Terrova because my understanding is the newer Terrovas have a lift assist feature, which I don't think this has on it. So that's, but you know what they say when you assume stuff, right? But what might save me here is that if I did get the wrong kit, this extra bracket that was already on here might save my bacon, because it'll fit right on that shaft at the top. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see what we come up with. Almost there. Very important to not poke yourself when you're sticking that screwdriver in there. I've never done that before, but I understand it hurts. Never have I ever poked myself with a screwdriver. Yeah, like I say, it's a cold, rainy, nasty day, so figure it'd be a good day to not go fishing. As much as I enjoy fishing in 30-something degree weather with it raining. Not that I haven't done it before, but I prefer it a little drier. I totally took my cable off of the head unit and everything, just so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be routing it once I get the cable installed. So, but this should solve my issues with this thing wrapping around the motor and the shaft and getting caught. And hell, one day I was at Wren Lake and I was fishing up in some stumps and the cable got wrapped around. I had excess cable out, kind of hanging down, and it got wrapped around the stump, and the wind was blowing me, and I dang near ripped that thing. Actually, that's probably part of what did the damage to that cable. Was it got torqued pretty good trying to get loose. So that and some other abuse I put it through. But you know what they say, if you don't break anything, you're not trying hard enough, right? Got the cable all fed into the coils. So the instructions on here tell you about putting the bottom bracket on, but it doesn't tell you much about the top bracket. So I kind of experimented with it here, and like I say, I may have purchased the wrong item, because this, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this, here, let me bring you over closer. I'll let you see. So this cable, or this clamp, is supposed to fit at the base of the trolling motor here, but I don't know if that's really got enough meat for that thing to clamp on. I tightened it down and it just kind of popped off. So, like I say, if that doesn't work, I think I can get away with using the other, the leftover clamp from the last installation. There it goes. Okay, it just goes right on like that. All right, let me bring you over here so you can get a look at what I'm doing. All right, so I'm putting the bottom clamp on here, and try to stay out of the way while I'm doing it. So I'm just gonna kind of set this where it's on the other side of the motor from this, but this has got to be standing up, because if you put it off to either side, the trolling motor doesn't want to lock on its base here. So it's got to be over to the side, like so, and probably be handy before I tightened it up if I actually put the cable in there. What do you think? Probably not a bad idea. All right. Okay. I'll turn that just a little bit. Okay. So there's my bottom clamp, and I've got that hose most of the way down here to the transducer. Leave it up there to give it a little bit of a play. All right, and see how that locks back on there. But if you put this clamp down to either side, kind of parallel with the motor, the housing here on the motor, then the doesn't want to lock onto the base. So I discovered that on my last attempt at playing with it. So, all right, and we're gonna go over here. All right, this is the head. And again, and I saw a couple people doing installation videos on these, and they said, but I think the one I saw, he was putting it on an i5, which is not what we're working with here. So that may be the difference. I don't know, but like I said, this thing just, we're gonna give this another try. The one thing that might save me here though is that I don't put the lock, I don't have the lock all the way down on my trolling motor, because I don't feel like it needs to be 4 foot down in the water while I'm trolling. More opportunity to get caught on lumber or other stuff. But I'm not even going to put the cable in here yet. I'm just going to try to tighten this up and see if it'll actually hold. This is all this is Allen nuts on here too, so nothing fancy. Got an Allen. Okay. Well, I guess if you stand on that thing a little bit, it'll come off, but I think it'll work, and particularly when I put the cable through there. So, all right, let's give it a try. Don't know if you don't try. Let's pull the cable up here, slip it in. Again, they said in the instructions, try not to stretch the cable too much. So that'll work. Smashing my microphone here. I'm sure that sounds good. Make sure we don't have that pinched. Whoops. Okay. Now, are you going to stay on there? I guess it is. Okay. I got to give that a little bit more torque, I think, just to make sure. Kind of got these rods in my way. I'm going to put the spider rigging rods away for a few days. Coming up here. All right. See how that looks. Okay. So I think I can live with that. I got to reroute my, but I think that'll keep that thing out of trouble and keep it from getting wrapped around so much and getting hung up, and kind of protect the cable a little bit too. So I think I'm fairly happy with it till it proves me wrong anyway. So all right, so and I still gotta get my cable back to my power head and get it all back together. But I got an extra bracket. Might come in handy for something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that is the installation of a cable saver kit for an older model Terrova from Cornfield Crappie gear. So hey everybody, it's Panfish Guy. We're gonna do a do-over on the Cornfield Crappie gear cable saver installation. After I installed the cable saver and took it out the first time, I realized that I probably needed to flip it around to the other side. Plus, I left the cable saver tube kind of sticking out at the end, down at the end below the bracket here. Hope you can see that. So I left that cable sticking out, and basically what happened was I was fishing in a stump field. Don't mind the banging, it's just a garage door. I was fishing in a stump field, and apparently this little guy here got stuck on something, and it kind of pulled the tubing loose a little bit there. So we're gonna do a little readjustment on this and see if we can get it one, to function better, and two, to make sure it doesn't do that again. Loosen up that bracket. Basically what I'm going to endeavor to do is when I put this thing in the water, the head where it's situated now had to kind of turn about a 3/4 turn before it was going like forward. So I automatically had a little bit of twist in my cable. So and I do think I had it stretched out a little bit much too, with that cable being pulled down like that. So we're gonna slide the whole thing, whole kit and caboodle up here. And like I say, I'm cheating. I'm using power tools. Alright, so what I want to do is go ahead and put this motor down, kind of figure out which way is going to work best for me as far as if I need to have that motor on the inside or the outside. That way when it deploys, it doesn't, it's only doing like a quarter turn. See what I'm saying? It's only, when I get that trolling motor going straight, it's only doing about a quarter turn before it's going straight. The other way, the motor was having to turn around about 3/4 of a turn before before I had it going forward. So I think we're going to go with that. All right, let's peel this cable. This thing comes off a heck of a lot easier that way. I'll try that. What I'm going to do this time then is I'm just going to have this tube starting right below the bracket here. Doing a do-over, a mulligan. if you will. So I'm just going to let that go a little bit past the bracket here. So I got that cable put back together. And as I'm sliding this back on here, I can tell already I don't have near as much stretch as I did on the first install. This should do a little better this time. Alright, looks like that's going to hang on there. So, I think I'm going to like this a little better. Like I say, it just didn't work so well on the last try, so I figured I'd give it a little bit of a reboot and see if I could make it work better, because this was kind of stretched out and it would get wrapped up real easy, but I think this will work better with the motor turned the other direction. If you're thinking about putting one of these on, just kind of, I didn't really take the time to decide which way I wanted it to go. I just kind of threw it on there and didn't work out.
You can now also follow me at PanfishG
anyway,
on Twitter.
Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up.
Check it out.
Give me a like. Give me a share. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel out. And we'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, don't forget to check out our friends at my724outdoors.com on the web and Facebook. And check out my Facebook and Instagram pages. Also coming soon, panfishguy.com. Hey, knock it off.